But first, it was a difficult Christmas weekend for thousands of Americans because of the latest COVID surge. Many travelers found themselves on epic yet exhausting journeys after infections among pilots, crew, and airline staff caused last-minute flight changes. From Friday to Sunday, more than 3,000 flights were canceled across the U.S. Hundreds more have already been canceled this morning. Jonathan Vigliotti is at LAX Airport in Los Angeles. Jonathan, good morning.
And good morning to you, Nate. Twice as many people traveled for Christmas this year compared to last year. Many people arrived to homes impacted by COVID. Some people couldn't even get home.
I think I felt pretty deflated, sort of dispirited.
Spending Christmas Eve alone in an airport hotel wasn't what Rohit Tawani had in mind for the holidays this year.
Midway through my first flight, got a notification that my connecting flight was canceled and that there were no other flights for the day. And the next earliest flight was going to be the following afternoon, which would mean that I was going to miss being at home for Christmas and miss Christmas Eve with my family.
Tawani was told his flight was canceled because of COVID-related airline crew shortages.
It's frustrating that the pandemic still keeps affecting our lives in so many different ways, even 2 years out.
Tawani wasn't alone. More than 2,000 flights were canceled on Saturday and Sunday, in part due to COVID. United Airlines said the nationwide spike in Omicron cases this week has had a direct impact on our flight crews and the people who run our operation.
Omicron is the Grinch that stole Christmas from airline passengers.
Henry Hardevelt is a travel industry analyst.
Airlines can't operate flights without the required number of pilots and flight attendants. Safety comes first.
And now, several airlines are calling on the CDC to update its COVID guidance for the fully vaccinated and reduce the quarantine isolation period from 10 days to 5 for those who have breakthrough cases.
The government approved this request for the healthcare industry. And honestly, if it's good enough for hospital workers, for nurses and doctors, I think it should be good enough for the airline industry as well.
It wasn't just trouble in the skies. The cruise ship industry is also facing COVID disruptions. 3 cruise lines had outbreaks on board in the last week, with dozens of passengers testing positive and forced to quarantine.
You had to be fully vaccinated and you had to have a negative test 2 days before. I mean, what more could they do before you boarded the ship?
A lot of frustration. Hardevelt says some of the best advice for travelers, especially if you're flying, is to sign up for text alerts. That way you'll be notified immediately if there are any disruptions to your plans, Jerika.
Text alerts and a lot of deep breathing. Jonathan Vigliotti, thank you.